G'day gang. Got a little mail call to do. Did it on earlier on today. Going to throw it in the beginning of this lot. So it's just an intro. And then I watched a couple other videos that I thought I might be able to help couple of guys. And yeah, so we got the fire going anyway, not so much burst by the barbecue, more intro by the barbecue on this Anzac Day here in Australia, 25th of April, and my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, sis. Yeah, so the mail call, little injector pulse checking for Kevin Robertson, K.E. Robinson, the second is his channel, and a little help with a headlight switch for Mark over at Batster Cat. Anyway, let's have a look. I'll try and chop out the useless chunks, but there's a bit of a chuckle in amongst it, but that might even make it. But anyway, this is what happened. G'day gang. Got some mail, and this one's come from Las Vegas. Now I know the guy that sent this doesn't live in Las Vegas, so he's obviously travelled to Las Vegas from Southern California to mail this off to me. It's obviously cheaper to send it from there. So we'll open it up and I know who it's from. And I know he's enjoying a couple of car shows over there. Ziggy, you rock. Thanks for all the support. And see our buddy Kenny. Cheers, Ken. I'm going to stick you up on a board. I'll do it right now before I get on with the rest of my video. Yeah, so thanks Kenny for the sticker, friend, and sorry you had to go all the way to Las Vegas to make it a little cheaper on the mail, but yeah, appreciate it. Go check out Rodder Files, we've got to call it now, not Street Rodder 100, Rodder Files, and check him out, real nice guy. Anyway, so from there I went on, I showed a little method of how to check your injectors for pulse without any fancy equipment, and it was probably lucky that I watched K.E. Robinson the second, K.E. Robinsoni some call him. He's in South Carolina. It was probably lucky because when I opened up the bonnet on the Chevy and I went for the injector cable, I noticed right beside, it must have been karma, you know what I mean? I went for the injector cable, and what did I see? It's the last injector cable on the left-hand bank, which is right where the fuel return goes. That's that hose. If you've seen the engine bay, that's that hose that goes over the top. That's the return. And it was leaking fuel, so that was a blessing that I watched that video. Thanks, Kev, for your all your problems you've got. But no, so I tightened that up, and it did take a little tightening, and then I showed a method that you could use to check your pulse. Make sure you've got pulse at the injectors with a very simple piece of equipment. Let's have a bit of a look at that now.
Oh, see, at least this clamp is here. Yeah, it's loose. All these cars did have a little fire issue. Often with this clamp coming loose. I may just have to wipe that off and see what happens. This is for Kevin K.E. Robinson. Kev, my mate over there, with playing around with a Chevy truck. You want to check your injector pulse, you don't need to go and buy those Noid. You can just use a normal globe. And what we'll do is, by the way, when I looked at this, Kev, I do appreciate actually that you had this issue, and I thought I'd come out and do it because my return line was leaking fuel. I'm just going to snip one of the injectors off. Plug it in. We should get a flashing light there. I'm not even going to disconnect the fuel pump. So I hope that worked for demonstration purposes. Well, this is all it is. It's just a that's actually a dash globe. They just pull out of there. It's one of those little wedgies. So if you've got pulse in yours, Kev, and you know your fuel's not the issue, but you could have flooded it, mate. But it really sounds like you've got an issue with the timing to me. Anyway, so you go check that out, Kevy, and let me know what happens.
Yeah, so once I did that bit, because I had to do this twice, and I'm like off the hipper, you know. I really don't like. I think about it, and then I do it, and if it goes wrong with equipment, which is, well, it wasn't equipment, it was me that actually just pushed the wrong button and recorded the, you know, everything else but what I wanted to. Yeah, it's hard to do it a second time. I just lose the kind of the translation sort of goes away, you know. But anyway, so Mark at his channel's called Fats the Cat, the second gen garage. Mark's a plumber, and he's on his second build, 2 Camaros now. I think this one's for his young fella, Justin. Mark's done everything on this thing. I don't think there's been one piece untouched by him, and he's done it pretty much without assistance. Although I think his brother might have landed a hand in somewhere here and there, and you know, but you do what you do. And anyway, so Mark's up to the wiring stage, got the engine up and firing and blah blah blah. He's got the front section of it working, so it'll start off the key, and that had a glitch, but anyway, you start off the key. Yeah, and he's running all the wires everywhere. Anyway, he come to the part where he's up to the lighting, so he's got the issue with these, it's just a simple two-stage push thing with a dimmer on the switch, and he's got park lights, whatever you want to call them. We call them park lights in Australia, because they're the ones you leave on when you park your car somewhere for a brief period of time in the dark. It incorporates a number plate light and whatever. So his issue was that he'd pull the light out, pull the switch out one little click, and he had his park lights going on. And he'd pull it out the second click, the headlights would go on, but the park lights would go out. And I remember a similar sort of a thing with when I wired up the Chevy headlights. I changed to look. Let's just have a look. It's probably easier explained. There, that's a bit better. So, as you can see there, they'll be the same as your, let me see what's, hang on a minute, I'll turn that around so I can see what's going on. Right, so that should be the same setup as yours, Mark. It's got the same little push for the release for the what do you call them? Switch knob. Essentially that'll be the same deal. Now when I put the lights in my in the Chevy, some of you may remember it had a I could probably show you. Hang on. Shove it back in here for a moment. I thought I had my own diagram somewhere, which I still may do, but I can't find it. It's not so I won't keep looking, but that was the. Remember the dash that had this around there, and my light switch was up in here, hanging off the side. Similar setup to. Let's have a look. Well, that's the washer. So all that Shimoko goes in there like that, and that was for the wipers. Yeah, and you know that I put the wipers on the column. Pretty much did the same sort of deal with the wipers, what I did with the headlights, and the headlight was a similar sort of thing with the switch being up here. Now, there's only 4 wires, Mark, that we really need to use, with the exception of the dimmer. And your dimmer should be, I think that one. But what I might have to do, Marky, is I might have to just pull the switch out of the Chevy, and I'll see if we can work out what wires go to where with what crude equipment I have here at the minute, and then I'll put a mark on these posts, which, as I say, they're going to be the same as yours, and you can hook your wires up according to that. I think would be a pretty fair sort of thing. So stand by, Margie. I'll pull my light switch out and we'll mark something up for you. So yes, as you see, I know how long I have that big fat cluster around the instrument panel. I put a light switch out of a 67 Holden in here. As you see, it all works. Same as yours, 2-stage click click.
So what I'll have to do is I'll have to pull that out of there because I can't show you up underneath. But I'll pull it out. I'll find find the wires that actually make the thing do what you want it to do with an old crikey. It's an old I think this is might even be, I don't know. It's an old voltmeter, but I'll find which ones are which, and I'll let you know. Because I don't use the I'm not using the switch that goes with that. I've just individually spade terminaled that one, which you may remember at some stage. Actually, when I did that video, maybe the information might be there. But I'll pull it out and we'll go through it for you. Well, there you go. That's how long since I thought these were identical switches. You know, I can't remember if yours was like this now, or if yours was like this now, Mark. As you see, I'm not using any of the. I'm not using the original plugs. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. I'm not using the original plugs. Now I can't remember if yours was like that light switch or like that light switch. Alright, well anyway, I'll carry on. As you can see, I'll see if I can explain it to you, Marky. What it has, oh, I've just lost me bloody. There, don't lose your bloody thing. You'll have power, you'll have an earth. That one there's the earth for this switch. That's a power. And the other two remaining ones, where'd the torch go again? Is it? Oh, bloody hell. The other two remaining ones are the headlight and the park light. Now I'm pretty sure, I know you've got one of these, I know you've got a terminal that's got like a joiner between it, like this one has right there. You can see there's that strip that goes between that yellow wire and that other terminal, and I'll just check and I'll tell you which one that is, whether it's the high or the headlight or the park light, because that's all you got left in the wires. The green and the yellow one there, one's a headlight and one's the park lights or running lights, whatever you want to call them. So I'll just do a little check here and I'll tell you which one's which, and I think you could probably work it out from there, because it has, I know you've got a similar switch to this one, and as you can see, not all of the terminals are being used here, as they don't need to be on this particular application. I expect yours is going to be the same, but just wait up a minute. Okay, so this one with the join between, as you see, there's the two, like you said on yours. You know, you've got that join there. That's the Parker, and that one stays live in both of the positions of the park light and the headlight. And this other fella here, this is the one for the headlight. And your issue is that you can't get the park lights to work with the headlights. So I think if you make sure that your park light wire goes to that one that's got the double, you know, the joiner one in it, I think that'll get you out of strife, bud. That's what I would do. And it really wouldn't be too much harder to suss it out with this one, which is which, because it does have similar things. You see, We'll come out in the daylight here. There's the one with the double, so that would be the park light. That one there's probably the headlight. And you've already got your power and your earth and your headlight, but your issue is the park light. So make sure your park light one goes to one of these ones that's joined. And you should be good as gold, bud. I think that's just about it, about all I can do. I've wasted enough time. Stevie Rob, you see that? That's one of those fuses you were talking about earlier on, the non-standard. Yeah, well, they seem to work here all right. Anyway, yeah, that's it. We'll back the old baby up and put it back in the shed after I put the headlight switch back in. Have a goodie. Check you later. Yeah, so hopefully that made some sense to Margie and to Kevin. Thanks Kenny again. You might have heard her name, Steve Rob, S-T-E-V-R-O-B. You'll just punch it in, push enter on the tubes and you'll see his channel. It's one of those ones where, now I thought Steve was a technician, had some tricks up his sleeve, because you know, Steve, if you watch this, you check out the guys in the Garage Gang. Go back some of the, you know, the videos back, and all the guys that have commented on my video, you know, what we call the Garage Gang. Go and check those guys out, because they don't necessarily need more subscribers, but you'll get some entertainment and you'll learn some things. These guys, this is just, a lot of these guys are just backyard blokes learning, and essentially what the Garage Gang does is it wants to encourage, because there are a lot of non-professional people that do their own work, and there's a few of us who are professionals in particular automotive fields, and we like to head them in the right direction, let's say. And there are a couple of hundred of us. You've seen the shirt before, you've seen the logo. But anyway, go check out Steve Rob. He'll introduce you to some really, really good channels, and some, like the latest one that he introduced me to, I just think it's one of the best video channels ever. Yeah. Anyway, not far away there, not far away here. We're going to shut it off, and that one can go for a bit longer, just a little bit more. Anyway, I'm going to shut it off, and I'll turn the camera on the back on the Chevy, and I think it sounded pretty decent.